Hi, Randy Johnson here. Thank you for joining me for this series on the absolute essentials of faith. This week, we're talking about the resurrection promise for all who believe. Let's watch the video and find out what that's all about.
So the resurrection of the dead is not some newfangled idea, newfangled concept that just came out of nowhere in the New Testament or through the church. It is the expectation of the people of God from ancient times that there shall be a resurrection of the dead. That's why it's an elementary principle. That's why it's part of the basics of the doctrine of Christ, because the resurrection has been promised for millennia. Jesus taught and prophesied the resurrection of the dead. This isn't something that the church leaders came up with. This isn't some creed or thing that the preachers came up with, or the bishop, or whoever you want to call them. This was the teaching of Jesus himself. Jesus himself declared that there would be a resurrection. How did he begin? He started in Luke chapter 20. He corrected the error of the Sadducees. The Sadducees were one of the two main religious parties of the Jews. He corrected the error of the Sadducees who did not believe in the resurrection. You know, this amazes me, that you could have an entire group of people back in those days. They didn't believe in the immortality. I don't believe that they believed in the immortality of the soul. I don't think they believed in an afterlife. The Sadducees didn't. I may be wrong. I'll check out on that. But I don't think the Sadducees believed in the immortality of the soul. The Sadducees didn't believe in angels. The Sadducees didn't believe in demons. Do you know that just because you don't believe in Satan, that doesn't stop him from doing his work? He'll go ahead and let you not believe he exists, and then he'll take you and whack you one real good. There are spirits that are not the Spirit of the living God. And I don't have time to go into this either, but there is a spiritual realm as well as a physical realm that we have to deal with as human beings. The Bible says that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and rulers of darkness and rulers in the heavenly realms. But these Sadducees didn't believe in that. They didn't believe in angels. They didn't believe in demons. They didn't believe in spirits. They didn't believe in the resurrection. They didn't believe any of those things. And so they thought they were going to pull a fast one on Jesus. And they came and asked him a question about a brother who had 7 brothers and a wife that married all 7. And then they asked him the question. And I could just see him snickering behind their robes when they asked him this. The Sadducees, we're going to get him on this one. So she was married to all 7 of them, Jesus. So when the resurrection comes, whose wife will she be? I just see the snide comment, looking down their nose at Jesus. And Jesus said this. He says, the sons of this age marry and are given in marriage. But listen to verse 35, Luke chapter 20. But those who are considered worthy, those who are considered worthy to attain to that age, which he was talking about the resurrection, and to the resurrection from the dead, neither marry nor are given in marriage. So that answered their question right there. She won't be any of their wife. Because in that age, in that resurrection, there's neither marrying nor giving in marriage. So the answer is none of the above. But those who are considered worthy to attain to that age and to the resurrection from the dead, neither marry nor are given in marriage. Now listen to verse 36. For they cannot die anymore. This is one of the first promises we have about the resurrection. This makes everything that we go through in this life worthwhile if we can be considered worthy to attain to that age and to the resurrection of the dead. Because if we attain to that age and to the resurrection of the dead, we will never die anymore.
I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you can have notifications of future videos. Also, be sure to leave some comments down below. God bless you. Have a good week.